So I've already mentioned the gut-brain connection, and now I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into the relationship between the intrinsic and the central nervous systems that communicate on a shared platform, the gut-brain axis. You've heard of the phrase mind over matter, but what does that really mean? Well, historically, spiritual leaders, philosophical thinkers, and scientific and medical scholars have believed this tenet that supports the mind's ability or brain's ability to overcome obstacles. Yet, increasingly, the exploration of the human microbiome, the intense focus on the complexity of this system from the cascade of research in recent decades, published papers, and hardback results presented to a mainstream audience reveals breakthroughs in thinking, posing a hypothesis that reverses this long-standing and widely held tenet. Could it be, in fact, that human microbial matter actually rules the mind? Reversing the phrase mind over matter, what if we begin to mint the term matter over mind? The human microbiome is home to trillions of microbiota or microbes, and the health of the microbiome might have a positive or negative effect on brain function. Studies point towards a new understanding that messages sent from the intrinsic system to the central nervous system impact overall mental health on the macro level, and the mood swings on a lesser, nonetheless frequently experienced micro state may change the moment-to-moment affect a multitude of choices and decisions that we make on a daily basis. So for some reasons, the microbiome is more and more accepted as the second brain. The intersection between the intrinsic and the central nervous system in the gut-brain axis. So if you think of this intersection as a busy highway, heavy with traffic, and then it's a simple leap to visualize both intrinsic and central nervous systems in constant motion. With both good and bad drivers in the flow and good and bad bacteria already in place, the microbiome is constantly reacting to changes, notably in response to the food that we eat. And these bacterial microbes respond accordingly. So we might crave hot, spicy Thai or Mexican only to suffer from Montezuma's revenge during the digestive or indigestion that follows. We may think we need a chocolate fix in mid-afternoon to avoid an energy slump or experience an elevated mood that nosedives within an hour. So where do we go next for energy? Coffee? Jacked up on caffeine, we might need a glass of wine to wind down, and then so on and so on. We create these cycles that spike and dip, and then with them, our moods and mental states spike and dip as well, not to mention our hormones. Controversially, let's say that we're proactive following a nurturing whole food diet and experience longer periods of elevated satisfaction because our microbes are metabolizing this protein-rich, fiber-rich foods that we eat by producing vitamins and minerals that we need to encourage and sustain healthy gut reproduction without supplements. Who would have thought? This entire digestive system supports our biological health and our physical health, and when we're both in harmony with our second brain, sends positive messages upstairs that translate to feelings of well-being. When we feel well, we make good choices and positively impact ourselves, others, and the planet. But when we're out of whack, sensory pleasures may lead to subtle imbalances and large-scale addictions, even debilitating dis-ease. Think about how healthy we might be if we had no taste buds to drive our palate to seek the food that we enjoy. A little bit salty, a little bit sour, spicy, hot, sweet, if only for a short time. We're not advocating for a particular diet here, but I am advocating for the awareness that the food that we enjoy may taste great going down. But if we already know the food affects our food choices and it has on our mood, temporary pleasure, and on our digestive or indigestion, as the case might be, why not choose wisely? So as I mentioned in lesson number 1, prebiotic foods facilitate digestive, introducing fiber-rich proteins, good bacteria, and probiotic beverages might be able to be combined for good gut flora. This encourages the production of digestive enzymes and ease the metabolic process. We are what we eat. It's that simple. Put yourself in the driver's seat and manage your own gut-brain axis. the spiritual, scientific, and medical scholars who contribute to and from open source communities of collaborators are standing at the threshold of this understanding of this fabulously complex and seemingly endless nexus where the galaxies of possibilities await further discovery. How exciting.